AITA for not letting my brother see my mother when she had cancer or not speaking to my brother at my mother's funeral. I am a 28-year-old female. My brother is 34. I know the title sounds bad, but please hear me out. I stopped speaking to my brother years ago. My brother supported a rapist and harassed the victim and her family after the case was over, and I decided it's best we don't talk ever again. Since we haven't talked and I have had time away from him, I have now looked back on situations and I realize he is a narcissist and manipulator. There have been situations I look back on, example, times I have sided with him in arguments against family members because of his brainwashing and manipulation. I regret these times deeply and I am happy now I am released from his toxic behavior. He is a manipulator, so of course he still has people vouching for him, cousins, friends, aunts, despite knowing that he supported a rapist. I am proud to say I have nothing to do with him anymore. In 2022 my mother got extremely sick with cancer. I love my mother, so I stepped up and decided my mother can stay with me. My brother demanded to see her in her early stages of cancer. This was the only form of contact we have had in years and it was just a simple yes. However, after his visit I noticed my mother becoming more agitated. He tried to manipulate her that I was a bad person, saying that I have trapped her when all I have been doing is acting as her carer. My mother was in a bad state already, and so I decided these visits were no longer warranted. I allowed his children to visit, but that was it. In March my mother lost her 2-year battle with cancer. I was devastated and stressed about the funeral, even having to deal with my brother and family friends, aunts, and cousins that took his side. At the funeral I decided not to speak to my brother. I hate him for all the pain he caused to my mother, riddling her with lies and turning people against me. I hate him for the court case he supported. My aunts who took his side, sneering at me. If I did speak to him that day I'd be really disappointed in myself. To this day I am still getting contacted by my aunts asking why I won't speak to them or my brother. I block them, but then they get other family friends to repeat the same thing. I am called selfish for not letting my brother see my mother. My mother was not on her deathbed, she died unexpectedly. We thought she would survive a couple more years. If she was on her deathbed, would have allowed him to see her. A few days ago my brother called me from someone else's phone as his number is blocked. He voiced how sad it made him not being able to see his mother as often when she was sick, and it also made him sad that I wouldn't speak to him at the funeral. A family friend thinks I'm in the wrong for not letting my brother see my mother or speaking to him. However, my husband and best friend think I am valid as he tried to manipulate her. AITA? More information. My mother got to a point where she had limited vocabulary. Every time I would mention my brother's name she would become agitated, sometimes even scream. My mother never knew about my brother's friend's court case. It was a hard judgment to make without my mother able to voice properly how she felt. I judged by the way she was agitated after his visit and how when he knew she was sick he still decided to try manipulate her and turn her against me when I was the only one to step up when asked to take care of her. So no, my mother never said she didn't want to see my brother, but she never said she did either. It was a judgment I had to make myself, and I think it was the right judgment as I wanted my mom to be at peace while she battled her illness.